Hi, my name is Abby. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to de-stress, lower your cortisol, and balance out your hormones. I know it sounds like a lot, but I promise you it's not. They're all correlated, and I'm going to share with you guys all the tips that got me from this to this. If only y'all knew the trials and tribulations I went through to get this video for y'all. Filmed this video yesterday, was up till 5 a.m. fighting for my life to get this video done, transferring my files from my camera that I just filmed the night before. I start to watch the videos, half of the audio is just when your body is constantly under stress. Isn't it so ironic? One of the most stressful things that happened to me today was about a video that's about de-stressing. Insane. You know what? When the devil tries to get you down, it's a sign that you're doing something right. I am filming this for the second time because I'm so passionate about this topic for y'all. The tips I'm about to share with you guys have changed my life. I've been on my health journey since 2020. I've tried so many different workouts, so many different diets. You name it, I've probably tried it. It's just been such a roller coaster. I'll tell you right now, I've never felt this good about my body, not just physically, but also from the inside. I feel like I've finally found a sustainable way to live a healthy lifestyle, and I just want to share that with you guys. On my channel, I'm all about balance. I don't like extremes, okay? I really like to make changes and give you guys tips that are sustainable and that will actually help in the long run. So let me tell y'all, I did 75 hard, and I'm not even gonna lie, I looked really good. That was me working out twice a day, changing my diet completely, waking up at 5 a.m. and doing all these crazy things. I ain't even gonna hold you. I literally lost a lot of fat. Right after I finished 75 hard, I gained it all back, literally lost my period because my hormones were so thrown off, and I could not lose the fat around my stomach. And I was like, what's going on? I'm working so hard. My diet was still really good. And so I just thought, okay, maybe I just need to push myself harder. As I continue to push myself harder, my period goes away. I start breaking out. It gets even harder for me to lose fat. I'm looking more inflamed, and I'm just so confused and fed up that I had to go back to the drawing board and be like, you know what? This hasn't been working out for me. So let me just Google like what this is about. Shout out Dr. ChatGPT. As I searched up all my symptoms, I realized that I was stressing my body out so much by not eating enough, working out so hard, not getting enough sleep, and that was causing my body to basically like deteriorate. And what I mean by that is that it threw off my hormones completely. Most of us women are not built to handle that much stress on our bodies. And because I was stressing out my body every single day by doing these super intense workouts and living this crazy healthy lifestyle, my hormones got so thrown off that I actually was living very unhealthy. Some of the symptoms that I started to have was that I was not losing any weight. I was actually gaining weight. I was looking inflamed all the time. My face was puffy. My body was puffy. I lost my period for like 6 months. I was always craving sugar. I was always sleepy. Like I didn't have enough energy past 3 p.m. I always wanted to just take a nap. I had a hard time sleeping, hard time concentrating. My digestion was so off. Long story short, I was a mess. I want to take this moment to thank the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. Moving to a new city was probably one of the most stressful things I've ever done. Moving away from my family, having to buy all this new furniture, finding new community. It's been a very challenging season for me. I'm so glad in seasons like this, God has led me to an amazing therapist who can help me process through all these life changes. Having a therapist is such great help in seasons of transition, whether it's getting a new job, starting school, getting a new relationship. BetterHelp, the sponsor of this video, is on a mission to make finding a therapist easier when life gets hard. What I love about BetterHelp is that you can easily switch therapists at no extra cost if it's not a right fit. The link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/abbysigua and get 10% off your first month of therapy. Back to the video. If this sounds like you and you want to know my tips, hold on. I really want to explain this part to you, which is cortisol. If you've never heard of it, this might be a day that changes everything for you because things might start clicking for you like it did for me. So Google says cortisol is a steroid hormone, often called the primary stress hormone, produced by the adrenal glands. It plays a crucial role in regulating various bodily functions, including metabolism, immune response, and the stress response, aka your fight or flight response. While essential for dealing with short-term stress, like getting an assignment done or doing a short workout, consistently elevated cortisol levels can negatively impact health. So it's not just about lowering your cortisol and balancing your hormone. It's about getting to the root of the imbalance itself, which is the stress. What is stressing out my body? I have my notes too because y'all, we're gonna go through so much today. I be making these videos. I am not perfect. These videos are probably more for me than they are for y'all. What are the things that I did? What are the things that I did to balance out my stress levels so my hormones can ultimately balance out? Arguably, the biggest thing that I did was change my workout. Before, my split was lifting most days or in some sort of intense cardio or HIIT workout, and it was just all these super high intensity, high impact workouts, and it was just way too much stress for my body too often. On top of that, I was burning so many calories, and I honestly don't think I was eating enough, but it's like I was burning so many calories that, like, even if I did eat a lot, it was so much that it was like I was stuffing my face. It just was not a sustainable way for me to live. Yeah, it was a wrap for my hormones. Even though I was working out and doing all the things that are supposedly supposed to make me lose fat off my arms, my belly, my face, was actually causing my body to keep and hold onto that body fat. When you're over exercising and having that increase in cortisol, it's actually promoting, of course, hunger, but mainly it's promoting your body to hold on to the fat because it feels like it's in a stressful situation and it needs to hold on to the nutrients that you're eating. We love our body for doing that. Like, our bodies are so amazing that if we ever do actually get into a stressful situation, it tries to regulate itself. But shoot, I'm cool off the fat storage, okay? When you're working out your body so much, body enters a state of metabolic slowdown to conserve energy. But from that, it makes it harder to lose weight. And pause. Quick note, I know what y'all are thinking. You're like, everyone's telling me to work out like this and do this. Now you're telling me not to work out as much. Like, what do I do? I'm not gonna tell you what to do, okay? All of our bodies are different. I will say, it doesn't matter which way you go, whether you're not working out at all or you're working out every single day. The most healthy people are the people who are able to just keep their lives balanced and go for the long-term results and just a healthy body rather than the short fixes, the diets, the crazy exercises. So I will say a consistent flame over burnout any day. As long as you're moving your body and listening to your body, you'll be straight. So what did I do? I switched my workouts from that to more hot Pilates, hot mat Pilates. I'll do reformer Pilates, walking, and I'll still lift weights maybe once or twice a week. And the biggest thing is rest days, okay? If my body is tired, I am resting, and I always force myself to rest at least on Sundays. What I love about the workouts I do now is that it's strength training. It still gets me my muscles, of course, not as much as weightlifting would. It gives me lean muscles. It gets my body active. It's a lot softer on my joints because it is still high intensity but low impact. So I'm not stressing my body out so much. It's not really cardio, but it does get my body moving, and it does what it needs to do. Okay? I used to be one of those girls who were like, why would I go on a walk when I could just go on a run? Like, a walk just seems like a waste of time, but let me tell y'all, the old people in your neighborhood walking every morning at 7 a.m., they know what they're doing. Walking is great for your cardiovascular health, of course, but it's just so nice to get your steps in, get your body moving, you're burning calories, and it's just a nice, relaxed way to get some cardio in that's not so intense and spikes up your cortisol. I always like to take my time on my walks because that's my time, honestly, with the Lord, where I get to put on some worship my God, and just pray. So it's a good time. And yeah, ever since I made these changes, I've noticed my body is a lot more lean. I'm not as inflamed. My digestion is better, which is insane. Going on walks, especially after I eat, has helped a lot with that. But yeah, my body's just not holding on to everything anymore. And it's just relax. Tip number 2 was putting an effort into having slow mornings. So when you wake up, you have a natural cortisol rise, which is helpful for you because that's what gets you up in the morning, right? But because you already have that cortisol spike in the morning, when we do things like drink caffeine in the morning, or you're rushing out of bed, or you're on your phone, looking at all your stressful notifications, you're spiking up your cortisol even more. And what I was doing, I was not getting enough sleep. I was sleeping late. I was waking up late, which made me run late. And then I wake up stressed because I'm running late. I check my phone. I'm seeing all these notifications. I don't get to spend time with the Lord. I don't get to eat my breakfast that's going to fuel me throughout my day. So at this point, I'm running on fumes. I do have the privilege of working from home, so if I do end up sleeping later than usual and have to wake up later than usual, I will try to move things around. I'll cancel my workout class just so I could get enough sleep. I mean, for me to have the morning that I want, which is to read the word, pray, get out of bed, stretch, eat a good breakfast. If I want to do all those things, I need to wake up earlier. I'm not trying to accumulate that sleep debt. You know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep earlier. And if I sleep earlier, then I could wake up earlier and I could have time to do the things that I want to do. And try this too, you guys. Do not check your phone first thing in the morning. Okay, maybe turn off your alarm, check the time, wake up, but do not scroll. It's probably one of the worst things that you could do to start your day. Flooded with so much information that you just don't need right when you wake up. Shoot, pick up the Bible first thing in the morning. How about that? I'm telling myself that too. Praying in the morning just grounds me and really helps remove all that stress. Third thing I want to talk about, and this is going to be a little bit of a lengthy one, diet changes. I know. Who wants to change anything about what we eat? Like, y'all, if I could eat all the gluten, all the sweets, all the double matcha lattes, I totally would. But is that sustainable for my body? Probably not. Consuming a lot of sugar, whether that was in lattes or bread, really affected my cortisol. And I'm not a doctor, so I'm gonna read it off my phone. Excess sugar causes your body to release insulin to lower blood sugar spikes. Cortisol stimulates the liver to produce more glucose, further increasing blood sugar levels. High blood sugar levels increase cortisol. And when your cortisol rises, it increases inflammation in the body. Y'all, I literally can tell when my body is like getting addicted to sugar. First of all, I'm craving it all the time. I need it to like actually stay awake. After I have some sugar, I crash. Not only do I feel it internally, but I also see my face will get puffy. My body will also get puffy. Like, it's literally the craziest thing ever. Once I start feeling dependent on sugar, gotta cut that out. And to piggyback off that, like I was saying, lattes have a lot of sugar. Another thing that I'm trying to avoid is caffeine. I'm a caffeine fiend. I love caffeine, especially when I was working out every single day. I needed to drink pre-workout to get through my workout. But that also really contributed to my hormones getting off balance. Like I said earlier, our cortisol naturally rises in the morning to get us up. Then I'm drinking caffeine, which is making my cortisol shoot up times a billion. First of all, I really cut down on caffeine, so I don't drink it every single day, but when I do, and if I do want to drink it in the morning, I never have it first thing in the morning. I'm always going to have some sort of healthy fat or protein in the morning. Eggs is a great way to do that. And then after I eat that, then I'll consume my caffeine. Caffeine stimulates the release of adrenaline and cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, mimicking the body's stress response. So if I'm constantly drinking caffeine, I'm consistently putting my body in that fight or flight mode, which is just too much stress on the body. Definitely sporadically drink caffeine. Don't get dependent on it. Your body does a lot to provide itself energy. We just have to do our part on learning how to conserve our energy, put it where it needs to be put, get the sleep that we need, eat the nutrients that our body needs, and I promise you, you'll be good. So with every meal that I eat, I try to have some sort of healthy fat like nuts or fish, omega-3s. Of course, it's not perfect, and I find for me, like, what's more sustainable is like not tracking everything I eat. I used to do meal prep every single day. I used to track all my macros, and honestly, that was just stressful in itself. How am I gonna explore the world and go to like a different country and be sitting there trying to put things into my fitness pal? Like, it's not cute. I just try my best to eat balanced meals. And as I'm eating, I just listen to my body. Am I full? If I'm full, I'll stop eating. Before, when I was like working out a lot, I would just eat like, I have to eat 130 grams of protein a day. And it was like way too much. I was basically in gluttony, eating things just to get a big butt. Like, let's just be real here. So training yourself how to eat intuitively and just focusing on balanced meals, for me, is what's going to be sustainable long term. I also really like to throw in omega-3s, which is just going to be your fish oil. And that's also going to help reduce inflammation in your body as well as stabilize your mood. I've really trained myself how to eat just more intuitively. Okay, I have healthy fat on my plate. I have a little bit of protein. I have some fiber. Okay, this is good. This is balance, and I'll eat that. And it's crazy because the more I let go of the numbers and the macros, the better that my body feels. And yeah, I'm just not constantly worried about what I'm gonna eat. But consuming foods that are rich in healthy fats and protein is gonna help regulate your mood, reduce inflammation, for your overall brain health, which is so important for managing your stress. Protein-rich foods like your eggs, your fish, your chicken, red meat, all that are gonna provide you the amino acids that are necessary for producing neurotransmitters. Serotonin's a neurotransmitter that's really gonna help you regulate your mood and manage that stress response. Foods with healthy fats like seeds, nuts, fish. Honestly, for me in the morning, I just pop omega-3 vitamin in the morning and I'm good to go for the rest of the day. Now let's talk about gut health and how that affects your stress and your hormones. The gut-brain axis is basically the communication system between your gut and your brain, and also the bacteria that lives in your gut. The things that go on between the gut and the brain affects your whole body. It affects your neural, endocrine, immune, and metabolic signals, allowing the brain to influence gut activity and vice versa. So what happens in the gut is going to affect the brain, and what happens in the brain is going to affect the gut. And these two things together affect the whole body. High cortisol is actually going to create an imbalance of the bacteria in your gut. It increases gut inflammation, and it also affects your gut motility, aka like your digestive tract and how things move through your digestion. So when your cortisol rises, it can actually make you so bloated and throw off your whole digestive system, which was literally happening to me, y'all. Like, when I was going through like the thick of high cortisol and ultimate stress, I would not get on the toilet for days. Like, it was insane, and my stomach would be so inflamed. It was crazy. I don't know if this is TMI, but yeah, I would have so many digestive issues like abdominal pain, bloating, constipation. Like, what I also do to kind of balance out my gut is I'll always take a prebiotic, probiotic every single day. I'll consume it through supplements or even food like kimchi or sauerkraut. Oh, and yogurt. I think I brushed up on this a little bit, but I'm really prioritizing my sleep. Like, if I can reschedule things, I'm gonna reschedule things. One thing that I do for me not to disrupt my sleep is stop just being on my phone at night. When I'm scrolling at night and we are exposing ourselves to that blue light, it's actually tricking our bodies into thinking that it's still daytime, which is gonna make it extra hard for you to sleep. So in order for us to regulate the circadian rhythm in our body, which is essentially our body's internal clock of like knowing when to wake up and when to sleep, what I do is I'll put the phone away at night, and in the morning I'll go outside to get some sun to wake my body up naturally. And having that flow of waking up and sleeping is going to be so beneficial when it comes to lowering your stress levels. And it's going to be key to getting you that sleep that you very much deserve. My last and maybe my favorite tip is to journal. Reflecting on life, whether it is having a gratitude journal, a prayer journal, a journal where you could just write things that's happened throughout your day. Any form of writing where you could just sit down, process, write things out is gonna help you release so much of the stress that you hold throughout your day. I personally like to journal at night just because I'll have so many things that go on during the day that can stress me out, and it could prevent me from sleeping at night. If I write that out before I sleep, it's so nice that I could just let that go. For me, I love to prayer journal. That is one of the biggest ways I connect with the Lord. I will truly just let it go when I write it in my journal. It's just such a beautiful way that I could just cast my burdens onto the Lord And so I don't have to carry that in my sleep, and especially throughout the next day. Y'all, we have like so many things that happen throughout our day, and we have so many thoughts that run through our head. It can be so overwhelming, but just grounding yourself, sitting down and processing through all that, writing it down is really going to help slow down your thoughts, focus on one thing at a time, and it's just gonna help. Just trust me, bro. Journaling really improves my emotional regulation. As humans, we tend to hyper focus on the negative things. So when we're journaling and writing about our day, we could see, like, get in the practice of like writing out gratitude and things that you're thankful for, or beautiful things that you've seen throughout the day, whether it's the simple things, even like the sky or the birds or anything. You'll notice there's so much more good that happens in our day than bad. So writing it down and physically seeing that will help remind you that maybe life isn't so bad after all. That is all the tips I have for you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did, and even for me, it's a reminder of the things that I could do to make my life less stressful. All these tips I've implemented in different parts of my life. Of course, I want to implement everything, but honestly, you guys, if this is a lot for you to implement at once, take it one thing at a time. The last thing I want is for you guys to get so overwhelmed that you try to do everything and you don't get it right, and then you just stop doing everything. Girl, just take baby steps, one thing at a time. But I really hope that some of these things clicked to you. Some of these things gave you answers as to why you've been feeling the way you've been feeling. I just love you guys so much. I'm always praying for you guys. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Love you guys.